friends, welcome back to my channel. It has been a really long time since I have said that. You guys have probably noticed there's been like a real lapse in content on my channel. I so apologize for that, unintended. I just have not really been myself. Like I haven't been putting on makeup. I haven't really wanted to film or anything like that, but I finally feel like I'm over the hump of that and I've wanted to put makeup on and play with makeup and sit in front of the camera for the first time in a while. So today I am bringing you a trash talk. I have quite a few different items in here, including some makeup items that I have finished off. I've been accumulating this stuff for quite some time, and I have a pretty hearty lip declutter. So I'm gonna go ahead and start there, but as always, I will leave chapters down below in the description box in case you want to hop to certain categories. So like I said, a lot of lip products that we're decluttering. Lips have been a really big thing for me. Ironically, during the pandemic, when people were like, we're not wearing as many lip products because of masks. And I was like, no girl, I am just underneath my mask, like still going strong. And I just really got into different formulas. And finally, one day I had a full face of makeup on and I was looking at my pretty large lip collection and I was like, I really can't want all of these still. So I went through, I tried them all on, and I basically found a whole pocket of ones that I just don't like for various reasons. So we'll talk about it. So I've got two from the NYX Shine Loud collection that they came out with. I was really excited for this. This is a dual-ended item where basically you have what they're calling, I want to say it's like a liquid lip, but it doesn't feel like that on your lips. And then you have this clear side that's supposed to seal it. And it's supposed to make it so that way you have kiss-proof glossy lips. It was a really cool idea. I love the look of it on the models. It seemed like a very wet, I love wet looking glossy lips. Juicy wet lips is my favorite. And I really do like the formula of this. The problem is neither one of these colors are good for me. This is way too dark and stark. Like it doesn't look nice on my face. Like it pulls all attention just to my lips. It like sucks the life out of me. So this doesn't work. And then this color is too like salmon-y for me. It's just one of those moments where I should have been in store, but I purchased these right from the NYX site when they first came out. I definitely will keep my eye on seeing if there's another color that I feel like would work for me. And if so, I would buy it, but these two shades just aren't my cup of tea. Two more from NYX that I'm getting rid of simply because they're so old. So I'm getting rid of this Butter Gloss in Apple Strudel and then this one in Sandy Kiss. I actually thought about trying to pan this at one point, but they've just gone off on me. They're really old. They're not go-to colors for me anyways. So it's not a massive loss that I'm not gonna be keeping them. I have a few where I really like the formula. I have a bunch in that actual formulation, but I don't like the particular colors. So the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, I basically bought this because I was hearing a ton of hype about it. Everywhere I went, I could only find like this color. The other colors were sold out. And rather than just waiting, I decided to go ahead and get this. The formula is really nice. It did make me go out and buy another one when I finally saw a different color in stock. But the reality is I never found myself being like, you know what I want to put on my lips today? A basically clear glitter gloss. So I never wear this. I'm not going to wear it, so not going to keep it. Then I have from Haus Laboratories, arguably one of my favorite products that they've come out with. This is their Le Riot Lip Gloss in Lavender Blonde. The color in here is kind of hard to understand because of the way it's packaged, but it just is like a dual toned glitter that has like a blue turn to it mixed into like a pinky magenta color. I don't know why I got this. I feel like I just didn't understand what the color was, not a fan. And then this color looks awful on me. This is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. Again, love the formula of this. I've gone through a different color of this and then purchased other ones. This is in 01 Champagne. It's just way too light for me. It basically like pales out my lips and takes away the one area of my face where I naturally do have some color that isn't super, super pale. And so this can't stay. These two I'm getting rid of for similar reasons. They're metallic-y and I just don't love metallic on my lips. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Saint Tropez lip gloss. And then I have one from a Buxom kit 100 years ago. This is in Sugar. I've worn these a bunch. They're probably halfway used each, but my preferences have changed and I'm not gonna go ahead and force myself to use these. And the final two, like I said, it was a real roundup. I just don't like the colors on my skin tone. I have this L'Oreal Color Riche Shine 906 in Burnished Blush. This shade I really wanted to have look good on me, but it doesn't. I have to be really careful for my preferences of what I think looks good on me. I can't have something be too magenta leaning, like pinky magenta doesn't look good on my skin tone, and this is just too pale. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Dreamer. I did not buy this separately. It came in a like Walmart sampler of different lip products from the drugstore brands they carry at Walmart, and my sister didn't like the color that was in there, so she gave it to me, and I wanted to like it, but I just don't. Now, surprisingly, despite my not wearing a ton of makeup, I do have a few other makeup items that I have finished off. I'm not gonna lie, they're all kind of like boring finishers that I have, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. So the first one is really old. This is a brush cleaner. I have the Cinema Secrets Professional Grade Makeup Brush Cleaner, Quick Drying, Rinse-Free Formula. Oh yeah, huge container of this. This is from early Victoria YouTube days. Like it was part around the time I was just getting into makeup, and I was in a phase where if someone I really liked was recommending something and it didn't feel too ridiculously priced or too far out of my abilities to pay for it, I bought it. This was one of those things. It's when I basically learned that you should be cleaning your brushes. Someone was talking about it in connection to this, and I was like, oh, well, I must have this. I have since learned about much better price per usage items, and I also don't need a quick rinse drying formula. I basically wash my brushes every Sunday after doing my makeup, and then they dry out between the next day, so it's not really a big deal. I don't need to have them dry super fast. So I've really slowly worked through this. I've gone through phases where like I've gotten myself to use it and phases where I don't really want to use it. I also feel like I suck through paper towels using this because I don't like wiping this onto like a cloth. I don't feel like it wipes it off as effectively and gets all the product out. So happy I finished it off because it was not inexpensive, but definitely not something you will see me buy again. Second boring makeup item that we have is a sponge. So this little beast came out, I want to say it was last summer, but I could be wrong. I'm blanking on the brand that came out with this, but it was basically supposed to be a revolutionary makeup sponge. It came with a plastic, basically like case that you could throw into your washer and then your dryer. And I was like, that sounds really awesome. It was not ridiculously priced. It was $20 for the sponge and the cage that it came with. I don't know if they ever came out with just sponges afterwards, so you didn't have to keep rebuying the plastic cage. Because honestly, this was a classic move where I bought something I did not need right away, and I'm somebody who likes to only use one sponge at a time. So I bought it and then like, I don't know, 6 months later, pulled it out to use it. I don't think I'm gonna buy this again. One, I felt like it didn't really get clean effectively in the cage washing machine process. I always found with the dryer stage that it would get like lint on it. I was able to get the lint off like when I would go to wet it the next time, but it was still a little bit weird. And then I felt like with the actual sponge, it's a strange texture. It is kind of almost like a silicone feeling sponge, which I'm sure is advantageous because it does prevent a lot of product from getting sucked into the sponge, which is something that I'm noticing with Beauty Blender. I haven't used a Beauty Blender in a long time, and when I pulled that out to use it, I'm like, wow, this sucks up a lot compared to other sponges I've used in the last probably year. So that is a thing that I like about it, but I also feel like it just didn't do a really good job making this feel skin-like taking the liquid foundation and really pressing it into your skin and making it seamlessly blend in. And I think it's because not enough water was getting sucked into it, and then by default, not sucking in much product. So it sort of spread it around your face. I was able to make it work, but to make a long story even longer, I just don't think this is worth the gimmick and the price point, and I'm content with my ColourPop sponges that I can get for so much cheaper, or my e.l.f. sponges. So I'll probably go that route in the future and not do this again. Then we have Good Old Faithful. It's my Milani Lash Primer. This is the Violet One Lash Primer Base. love this stuff. I have since repurchased it. I think it is the most superior of all the options that I have tried at the drugstore because what it does, I'm someone who's fortunate in my opinion that I have pretty decently long lashes, but what I like to have is sort of thicker, clumpier looking lashes. And I think this is a nice job coating my lashes and sort of making them a little bit thicker individually so that when I then go in with mascara, it really shows that I have a full lash band, which I'm content with. So big fan of this, will keep buying it. And then I have a sample. This is from Joa. It's the Crystal Glow Refreshing Luminizer Skin Mist. This is nice. It's a really pleasant mister. It's definitely something that I don't really need this time of year. It's something that I would use more in the winter months. And my skin looks just a little bit more dull. So I feel like this would be really beautiful for that. So I have since purchased through couponing a full size of it because they carry Joa at basically all of my local CVS's around me. So I was a big fan of this and happy to discover something new. Joa is fast becoming a brand that I'm more and more curious about as they release things. I've got two miscellaneous products that come from Fortune Cookie Soap. The first is a laundry detergent. I've mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. Essentially in our household, we have switched over exclusively to Fortune Cookie Soap laundry detergents. I just like the sense of them. I like the formulation. I think it works well with cleaning our clothes, so I will keep buying them. This came from their Frozen collection that I think was in December of 2020. I really liked this scent. It was definitely a floral, like very much of a floral, almost like a downy, but not very strong because I don't really like the scent of downy. Very florally. I really liked this one. I feel like we flew through it. We have another one from the Brave one that we will then start to slowly work through. I'm really hoping that they, as new collections come out throughout the next few months, that they bring in some laundry detergents in there because the ones they have on the website right now, I've either used before and didn't really like enough to want to rebuy, or they are scents that don't really sound that great to me, that appealing to me. So I'm definitely looking to get another one of these. I think that they are great. It's also a great way for me to use any discount codes that I tend to get from them because I don't always need to amass body care. So I'm happy to have found something else from the store that I really like. Second item that I have is from my Easter box, which was Trolls themed, an awesome theme. And it is the OCD hand sanitizer in Hug Time. I really feel like the scents from this collection were awesome. I'm actually a little bit bummed that they didn't really create a lot of surplus. They don't tend to with their boxes. It tends to be like they just make enough for their boxes. But this is the one time where I was like, oh man, I'm loving hit after hit of these scents. I'd love to buy more. But this is awesome. Very nice. The only thing I didn't like was for some reason, I've had this packaging before, but for some reason, it was a bit leakier than I've had happen before. Like I had to make sure, I keep it in my car. I had to make sure that it was upright and didn't tip over because that's when it would sort of ooze, which wasn't very cute, but awesome scent, kept my hands clean. That's all I can ask for. Few nail items here. I have some from Impress. I noticed when I was on their website, they had released a new collection that was in collaboration with someone who I didn't know. It was like a birthday collab, but I loved a lot of the nails, so I purchased them. And while I was there, they had some 4th of July nails. They called these Joyful. Sadly, I don't feel like these held up very well on my nails. Like after a few days, they were starting to like wear down and pop off, which is not normal for them. So definitely a miss on these. I didn't want to keep the box for a second set. Like I didn't like them enough wear time wise for them to be able to remain. And I had the same problem, interestingly, with an entirely different collection. These were from the Halloween collection. They were called Faraway Stars. They were these basically white nails with some star accent. I wore these back to back, and again, they did not wear very well. I felt like the nails didn't hold their shape like they normally do. They didn't stay on my nails as long. So definitely some misses on this front. So then because of that, I decided to go into my Dashing Diva Magic Press nails. They're the ones that I am currently wearing. They're like basically the Impress jelly nail, and then they have like a tie-dye jelly accent. I think they're really nice. I don't know what the colors are because I'm pretty sure the like sticker that they use to seal the box is where the name is, and I peel that off like an animal because I think it's really hard to get into these boxes. I will say I don't love the packaging of the Dashing Diva nails, but I do like their nails. These have held up really well. Similar to Impress, I'm able to get 2 sets of nails out of them. I believe these come with the same number of nails as Impress, and I always can find 20 that work for me. So like these a lot. And again, I tend to place purchases from Dashing Diva because I never find them in store. I tend to place purchases when they have enough on their website that really intrigues me, which I say happens maybe once, twice a year, if that. Final item for the category is nail glue. I came across randomly Kiss brush on nail glue. Normally it's the Impress, just like pink packaging. This was at a Dollar General. This was fine, it worked just as well. My only complaint is I probably can't get the top off. The stopper came out and got stuck in the cap, and so inevitably this tipped over one day and sealed it shut. And I could get it open a couple of times after that, but essentially I got glue up here, so that was problematic. But I felt like there was a lot more glue in here than in the average ones that I have found. I don't frequent Dollar General really ever, so I probably won't buy this again, but if you come across it with purple packaging, it is pretty good. We now move into skincare items. So I have 2 from Aaliyah Skin. They again had sent this whole collection to me, and I have just been slowly working my way through it. At this point with these 2 empties, the only thing I have left from there is the moisturizer, which I decided to not continue trying until maybe the winter again because it did break me out. So the first thing that I have is the Vitamin C Supercharged Serum. This is one of my favorites that I had tried. I think it is a lovely texture. I think it goes on really seamlessly. It absorbs into your skin really quickly, which I really, really liked. My only con is that I feel like I went through it pretty fast, and it is not inexpensive. I think that there are cheaper vitamin C's that I can get access to the similar formula, so I probably won't purchase this again. The real knockout for me is the second empty that I have from them, which is their Foaming Micellar Cleanser. This thing, I am just so impressed with how long I used it for. I would basically use it, I'd say in the morning was most common. I really liked it as a way to essentially like refresh my skin after sleeping on my pillow all night. Like I thought it did a nice job just getting me hydrated, not too hydrated, but hydrating my face and getting me ready to go for the day. And it's really gentle. Unlike any other foaming cleanser I've used before in this type of like pump, it didn't dry my skin out, which was lovely. The other thing I'll say is that it was the least expensive item out of all the ones that was sent to me by the brand, and I feel like it lasted the most. Like you got the most bang for your buck, which was lovely. The only con I noticed was as we've gotten into the really humid month of July, this was not ideal for me because my skin just didn't need any kind of like hydration. Just the environment is so naturally damp that I don't need that. So I definitely would say this is really something that I should buy more like in the month of October and use it throughout the late fall, winter months, because I think that's when my skin will respond best to it. So definitely a new favorite, and if shipping and handling isn't too pricey, I'll probably pick this up in the future. I have a moisturizer. This is from Derma E. It's their Vitamin C Renewing Moisturizer, Probiotics, and Rubiose. I don't know if I'm saying that right, probably not. This, similar to the night cream that you guys saw me use a few months ago, I decided to pull this out after I had finished my last day moisturizer. It really is too rich of a product. It is something that I should have been using, truthfully, just in the winter, but I never got to it. It smells like Fruit Loops. I think everything from this line, that's all I smell, is Fruit Loops. It doesn't bother me. It's just strange. I definitely like Derma E, but I think that I made the wrong call with my purchase. I don't think this line was meant for my skin type. I need to look back into what they offer, probably purchase directly from the Derma E site, because I got into this mess because I was buying it off of Ulta, and Ulta doesn't have their full range. So I'm probably gonna look more into Derma E once I finish off my current moisturizers and try to find something that actually fits for my skin type. Final thing that we have is a mask. It's a sample. This is from the Body Shop. It's the Himalayan Charcoal Purifying Glow Mask. Big fan of clay and charcoal masks. This, however, basically reminded me of Glam Glow. It had like chunks of leaves. Like it looked like I went in the woods and like grabbed some mud that had twigs and like leaves in it and put it on my face. It's strange, not something that I feel like I need. It's one of those 5 to 10 minute masks. and it definitely left my skin red afterwards. It just would be red for like basically an hour, so I could really feel that it was stinging my skin, but it wasn't painful when I was wearing it, but I didn't feel like it really sucked the life out of the pimply pores or the blackhead pores and cleaned them out. So nothing that I want to continue to use on a daily basis. Our final category would be things found in the shower/bathroom. So I have a long standing item. It's Fortune Cookie Soap. It's the Free Spirit Aloe Luja Skin Gel. This stuff is bad. It's basically just like the green aloe that you can buy pretty inexpensively, but I don't think it works. Like, it just didn't do anything to help like eradicate my sunburns, because for me, the key in me not peeling is that when I get a sunburn, in order for me not to peel, I have to really hydrate the area. And this didn't really even soothe it. Like, it would just be something that I'd put on and it would feel hydrating, and then it would dry and it would be like all the moisture was sucked back out of my body. Don't know if this is a thing for all of these or just this one, I have no idea, but nothing that I would use. Again, it came in one of their like monthly boxes that I had randomly purchased. So I ended up mixing it with lotion to finish it off, but not a product I want again in my life. Another one, Fortune Cookie Soap. A lot of Fortune Cookie Soap in this category. It is my Cheesecake Solves Everything whipped soap. They listened to all of our begging and pleading in the Facebook group and brought back their whipped soap. So when they did their Golden Girls collection, I intentionally bought it just to show them like, yes, I'm on board for this. I want this product. This is a little bit of a strange texture. It smelled exactly like cheesecake, which was awesome, but it wasn't as like soapy, or it didn't sort of lather as well as I remember their whip soaps before. I've since pulled out another whip soap and that one seems to lather a little bit better and spread better. So perhaps it was just a fluke with this one, but the scent of this was wonderful and it lasted me a really long time. I love their whip soaps for shaving. I feel like it gets a really close shave without nicking you, and that also helps me not have to shave as frequently as if I were using something else. Final Fortune Cookie Soap product that we have is a toilet spray. This is called the Sprites, which came out, I want to say, in the 2020 Easter box. I did not like the scent of this. It's like basically a minty candy, like sweet minty candy. Nope. Really happy that it's gone. I'm glad I don't have any more of these. I have a few other toilet sprays, but not in this scent. This was not a hit for me scent-wise, but it does effectively not create like a poopy smell in your bathroom if you spray it beforehand, which is great. Then to wrap this all up, I have some hair products. So I have from the Body Shop this Ginger Scalp Care shampoo. It took me so long to use this up. I normally don't use these kinds of products at this time of year because my scalp isn't dry at all. My hair is not really that dry. It's really meant to be a winter thing is when I tend to struggle with this, but I did not want to put this back in the hoarding closet with like, I don't know, a fourth of it or a half of it used. I don't know how much I had left when it finally became spring, summertime. So I went for it and finished it off. I'm very glad I did. I do still have one more set of these. I have the shampoo and conditioner. I absolutely need to use that this winter because it is getting on the older side. And lesson learned, I do not need to purchase mass amounts of this stuff because it takes a long time to use. On the flip side, because I had finished off a conditioner and I still had some of this left, I decided to pull out a small conditioner that I have from Briogeo. It's the Scalp Revival Charcoal and Peppermint Oil Cooling Jelly Conditioner. I don't know why I ever thought this was a good idea because I don't use conditioner on my scalp. I basically only condition from here down my hair. Basically like what would form into a ponytail is what gets conditioned. I do that because I find that if I put conditioner all up in here, my hair looks a little like greasy and weighed down. Like it just isn't a good look. So this, I really felt like was drying out my hair. I don't think it is as noticeable now because I finally cut my hair. I cut like I don't know, 4 or 5 inches off. It was very long. It needed to be very much a healthy trim, like a healthy cut of hair needed to come off, but I really felt like it was drying off my ends. The one thing I'll say though is that the cooling jelly is legit. I really could feel a cooling sensation. It would trickle up into my scalp even though I hadn't put it up there. So if that's something that you feel like you would want and you put conditioner on your scalp, this could be great. But for me, it just doesn't work with my needs. Woo! All right, friends, that is a lot of product that we have used up in this household. I very much appreciate you sticking with me and watching this video. Hope you're having a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon.